I read 21 books in the month of May, so we can definitely call this a bigger success than the month of April. And I enjoyed pretty much everything that I read, so definitely met those goals. Welcome to my May wrap-up. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel at least twice a week, and then movie reviews here at the weekend. In the description box below you will find all of my social links, including my blog and my Goodreads, so you can keep up with my reading in between videos. I will leave my Bout of Books reading vlog linked up above, because 8 of the books I'm going to talk about today I read during that week, and so you'll have my full thoughts. And we're going to kick off with a quick reads book that I read, and my quick reads vlog will be coming up very soon, so I'm going to not talk about these books in much detail, because that quick reads vlog I do mini reviews for each of the 6 quick reads that I read, so hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that. So yes, let's start with ebooks, then we'll move on to physical books, and then biggest category is always audiobooks. However, I read quite a lot of ebooks this month. Yay! So I read The Skylight by Louise Candlish, which you can find a full written review of on my vlog, or you can make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on my reading vlog where I review this one for you. So quick reads are all under 100 pages. They are designed for people who are perhaps reluctant readers or have a reason that makes it more difficult for them to read, and I think they are amazing. This year's choices came out on the 27th of May, and so I tried to read them all between the 27th and the 31st of May. I managed 4 out of them. So I read The Skylight, I read The Baby Is Mine, which I was surprised by how much I enjoyed this one. I also read Wish You Were Dead by Peter James, which apparently is part of a series, so that was interesting, and not an author I had come across before. And then I've completely lost the Katey Ford one. Where is my Katey Ford picture? There she is. Saving the Day by Katey Ford. It was so nice to be back in Katey Ford's world. I haven't read a Katey Ford novel for absolutely forever, and so it was lovely to jump back in with a quick reads. So they're amazing, because if you like that particular author, it's like a little bonus book by them, and if you are new to that author, you get to try them out without having to commit to a full 300-page novel. Love it. Just a big fan of the quick reads books. Let's move on to some other ebooks. Yes, there are more. There are more than just those 4 ebooks. Woo! I read Bad Choices by Lucy Vine, that I read with my lovely friend Hayley. Lucy Vine is amazing. She always makes books that she always writes books that make you laugh out loud. And this one has some amazingly diverse characters and situations that the characters find themselves in. And so highly recommend. This one comes out in the UK on the 10th of June, so make sure you pre-order. Link will be in the description box below. And then I read the start of a new series that is by Holly Hepburn. She writes amazing series, and this one comes out periodically. I think the next 2 come out sometime between now and December, and then the final one's December, I think. But this one is The Little Shop of Hidden Treasures, Part 1, Starting Over. And what I love most about this one is the fact that it's set in York. I love that, and I can't wait to read more, and I need to go and kind of maybe, you know, go back to York. It makes me excited for home. So it was nice to read a little part of Yorkshire, because there's not that many people that pick up on Yorkshire as a great place to set a book. Then we have The Getaway by Isabelle Broom, which Isabelle Broom writes amazing rom-coms that transport you to another part of the world, and so it was amazing to read right now because I got to travel and eat the things and see the sights. And I love the fact that this book features somebody who has a knack for kind of interior design and a little bit of internal architecture, and I don't think I've read many books that feature a character who has that talent recently. This one also comes out in the UK on the 10th of June. Then one that I don't need to tell you about because the author was here on this channel, so I will leave that video linked up above. This is Nothing New for Sophie Drew by Katie Lovell, which is set in Newcastle. Again, another unusual setting for a book, but if you want to find out more about this one, I have a written review on my blog, or you can watch that interview with Katie to find out more. Then that is it for the ebooks. But how cool is that I actually, you know, had some ebooks. I have one physical book this month. I feel like I either go physical or ebooks, and this month I went ebook heavy. However, I have No Hiding in Boise, which comes out in the US on the 15th of June. I do have a full written review of this one on my blog, and I talk in more depth about the what I loved about this one in my Bout of Books reading vlog. But just know that as amazing as this novel is, it does contain care warnings for mass shootings and gun crime. So just know that going into it. However, if you can handle that, I love the way this is super character driven, and I love the way it's been structured as well. Those two things in this adult fiction novel are just kind of what made me really fall in love with this. Kim Hooper, she is a hidden gem. I believe she is an underrated author, and she is a hidden gem. I have loved her previous 2 novels that I have read. So yes, that's it for physical books. But let's concentrate on the fact that I read loads of ebooks. It's fine. Then another book that I read, that I have an author interview here on the channel, so I will leave that for you. This is The Moon Over Kilmore Quay by Carmel Harrington, and I read this during the Bout of Books reading vlog. It made me gasp out loud. It was fantastic, and it had dual timelines, dual settings, and you can hear more about it by listening to Carmel answer my questions in that interview that I have with her. Then I also listened to That Summer by Jennifer Weiner. I love a Jennifer Weiner novel, and this one tackles a little bit of the kind of the Me Too stuff that we are still having to deal with here, and you know, isn't going to go away for a long time. And I like the fact that authors are still addressing this, and I think it deals with it incredibly well. And Jennifer Weiner always has fantastic settings, and this one is has a lovely beach setting, as you can see, and it also links slightly to her novel from last year that's called, I want to say it's called Big Summer, that's what it's called, Big Summer, and sort of alludes to some events in that one. So you don't have to read them in order, but you might be spoiled for one particular plot turn for Big Summer if you read this one first. Just putting that out there. But yeah, I have a video where I talk about the beauty of Jennifer Weiner and how much I love her novels. If I've got enough cards left, I will link it up above. If not, I will do it in the description box or the end screen for you, because I do enjoy a Jennifer Weiner novel. Then we have one that was sort of, I knew it was going to be a dark novel because it was pitched to me as, you know, if you're a fan of C.L. Taylor, if you're a fan of Louise Camlish, you'll enjoy this novel. However, The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker is out in the UK on the 24th of June. However, the audiobook is already out here in the US. This one also deals with characters who are in the Northeast. I don't think the location is ever given, but the narrator is definitely has a Northeast of England accent, which I really enjoyed. However, this does deal with the effect, the psychological effect that kind of neglect and kind of growing up in like below the poverty line can have on a child. I found it really interesting because that's obviously something that I kind of studied as part of my teaching qualification and my sort of ongoing child protection stuff that I've done as part of my career. But this novel was very, very dark. And if you've not kind of come across any sort of similar situations like this, then it could be very shocking. Unfortunately, I've seen not this situation, but I have seen sort of similar situations to this, and so I was like, wow, somebody's talking about this in a fiction novel. This is pretty interesting. I think that if you are a fan of Room by Emma Donoghue, I think that this one could be right up your street, but just be warned that it definitely is dark. But I did the audio, we're onto the audiobook section now, obviously, and I thought that the audio was really, really well done. And I had a NetGalley audio review copy, but then I also borrowed the US audio version from my library so I could see. I wondered if it would have different narration, because I recently listened to a Rebecca Raisin audiobook in the US that had different narration from the UK one, and so it does not have different narration. So if you are listening to this if you are watching this in the US, just know that it does feature some Northeast accents, so be ready, be prepared. Then I read The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. Late to the party with this one. In my mind, this one was a little bit overhyped, but I do have a full book to movie video where I talk about my thoughts on the book and my thoughts on the movie and how they compare. So I will leave that up above end screen description box, wherever I've got room left to leave a video for you. And you can kind of get fuller thoughts on that one in that video. Then two of the ones that I read during, I think I read both of these during Bout of Books, maybe just this one. I listened to the audiobook of Where the Grass is Green and the Girls Are Pretty by Lauren Weisberger. This one is just called Where the Grass is Green, or The Green Grass, or something like that in the UK. It has a completely different title. Probably should think about adding this one to a UK versus US book cover book title video coming soon. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. But yeah, I loved this one. This one deals with a sort of college admissions scandal post the main college admission scandals that are talked about, for example, in the Netflix movie, which I have reviewed here on this channel. Leave it linked for you. But I love that. And the fact that it's Where the Grass is Green and the Girls Are Pretty, you know, comes from the song with like Take Me Down to Paradise City, and one of the characters lives in Paradise, New York, and it's all very much linked, and I absolutely adored it. Highly recommend the audio. This is adult fiction and just Lauren Weisberger at her best. Always love her novels. Then we have You and Me on Vacation, or People We Meet on Vacation. Here's You and Me on Vacation, and here is People We Meet. I don't have that. It's because I have the physical book, which is somewhere. I don't know where I've put it, but anyway, by Emily Henry. It's a romance book. I enjoyed it. Why do I not have the US cover? Where is my copy of that one? We'll have to find that out. But yeah, it was fine. It was okay. It was enjoyable. I don't really have an awful lot more to say about it. It was like not the most memorable, but I feel like I felt that way about Beach Read. I enjoyed it at the time, but then after I'd left it behind, I was like, okay, we're done. Moving on. Let's carry on. Then during the Bout of Books readathon, I listened to Stories to Make You Smile, which was a World Book Night book. It was 10 uplifting tales from best-selling authors. So this, I believe, is still free on ebook and audiobook, which is why I did the audiobook. And it's edited by Fanny Blake, and there are some superstar narrators in the audiobook as well. So if you can do the audio, I would recommend it, because the narrators just added another level to it. So do recommend this one. And I listened to it over the course of 2 days, but I could easily have listened to it in one sitting, but I wanted to stretch it out because they really were stories to make you smile, which is something that we all need right now. And then I listened to Stronger by Poorna. Let's just take a moment to reflect on this beautiful cover. This one is Changing Everything I Knew About Women's Strength, and it deals with women's physical strength, women's emotional strength, women's strength in terms of the roles that they're kind of assigned within the home and within the workplace, and kind of changing up thoughts on that. I listened to a lot of this whilst I was in the gym, pumping some iron, so it was good to listen to whilst doing that. And it's narrated by Poorna as well, and so I think that gives it a little extra level, because you kind of feel like you are just listening to what she has to say about this, and I really do recommend. And I recommend the audio. Then one that I have a physical copy of, and I should have done as part of my Jenny Colgan reading in April, because I really did enjoy Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. This one features from martinis in stiletto to baked beans on the floor. Sophie Chesterton is a girl about town. She knows all the right people, goes to all the right parties, and wears all the right clothes, but deep down she suspects her superficial friends and lifestyle don't amount to very much. And then, you know, it's kind of a riches to rags story and how she kind of finds friendship in unusual places. And I really did enjoy it. And I did the audio, and I thought the audio was well narrated. And yeah, I should have apparently listened to this one as part of my Jenny Colgan kick in April. But hey, we live and learn. Then a couple... 3 final audiobooks for you here. One that I read as a little bonus read during the About a Books readathon. I listened to Letters on Motherhood by Giovanna Fletcher, which is also read by the author. I don't know why I've gone so dark all of a sudden. It is very light in here. Let's just bring this round. And this is letters that she wrote to her children and to other mothers, and part of her, I think some of the topics that she deals with on her podcast, and a lot of what we've seen on her YouTube channel. And again, it's narrated by the author. It didn't take very long to read. I read it all in one afternoon, I think, and I just enjoyed it because I was listening to her talking about things and being very open and honest. So definitely, if you want an honest account of motherhood, highly recommend that one. And then listened to where is it? Here we go. The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, which came out sometime in May. I had a pre-order. I was very excited to read the pre-order. I really enjoyed this one. This deals with kind of, as you can see, the DNA on the front deals with like testing and matching up to people based on genetics and how that really works, and features the kind of enemies to lovers trope, which was great, and I enjoyed the audiobook narration as well. And finally, listened to a book that I actually started in April. This one is Eat a Peach by David Chang, and we listened to some of this, but because I was listening to this one with Ollie, obviously didn't get a chance to listen to it all of the time, but that's better, there you go. But this one started in April, finished in May, and enjoyed listening to this one. I was recommended it at a library book party, and recommended Ugly Delicious, and then went down a big like David Chang rabbit hole, and yeah, enjoyed the book. Definitely darker than I expected it to be, but I enjoyed the openness and the honesty, which I enjoy from a kind of non-fiction memoir style, especially when it is narrated by the author. So there you have it, the 21 books that I read in the month of May. Let me know in the comments what your favorite read of May was, and if like me you kind of like skewed your reading towards audiobooks or ebooks or physical books in particular. So it's unusual for me to have read that many ebooks, but still maintained the amount of audiobooks that I read. Very exciting. I will be back with another video for you very soon, so make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.